Hello and welcome to your post-match RAW podcasting team from my field here in beautiful rural Ireland. I'm Trev Downey, and joining me to give their immediate reactions to the very frustrating thing that was Everton 2, Liverpool 2 in the Premier League from Goodison Park for the last time, as we heard a million times today, are Dave Hendrick and Hari Sethi. I'm in a glass case of emotion, Dave, to be perfectly honest with you, and none of them are good. I thought you could sum it up as follows. We were pretty poxy and played down to their level, and the referee ensured that there would be no chance of our shortcomings allowing us to escape with a win. That seems to be about the height of it for me at the moment. I'm furious with Oliver and his team and the VAR and all the rest of it, of course, but I'm also quite frustrated with how we approached that game and allowed them to drag us down to their fucking level.
Yeah, entirely. I'm just going to put everybody on notice now. There will be an extended prick watch later in the podcast, and I also want to give the three of you a little thought exercise. I used to work for a man called Liam Murphy, and every Friday evening he'd call me and the other associates in the office into his office, and he'd give us a thought exercise for the weekend. So your thought exercise, gentlemen, for the duration of this pod, and I'll come back to you at the end, is if you'd been born into an Evertonian supporting family and were forced to watch that absolute shit every fucking week, and were forced to be among them, those people who have two songs, one is boo and the other is fuck off, how quickly would you have given up on football in your life? I want those answers at the end of the show. As for that game, Trev, that is one of the most disgraceful officiating performances that I've ever seen in my entire life. We saw, you wouldn't see as good a set of divers in the Chinese synchronized diving team at the Olympics. And Michael Oliver bought every single one of them. And yet they were allowed to kick our lads and pull our lads and push our lads. And no free kicks were given. No free kicks were given. Michael Oliver contrived to gift them a free kick, which led to their first goal. Then he contrived to conjure 3 minutes from thin air. There was 5 minutes of stoppage time. Those 5 minutes were almost up when their two lads ran into each other. And somehow he played an additional 3 minutes when there should have been somewhere between 15 and 20 seconds after the restart. And then, after checking an offside, there's very clearly a foul, and the whole collective of them have bottled the decision for fear of Everton fans having a big tantrum and a big cry. Those are the things that all happened tonight. Now, you are correct. We did not play well tonight. There are 5 of the 11 Liverpool starters who can walk away from that tonight and say, I did my bit. I did my bit. And the rest of them can't really say anything of the sort. That's disappointing. That's how you end up dropping points away at a shower of shit like that. I just can't get over the fact that they're 15th in the league and they had a pitch invasion for an equaliser and then celebrated a draw at home as if they'd won the World Cup. You've got TNT reporters coming onto the pitch asking James Tarkowski, how does it feel? What a moment for you. They're 15th in the league and they just drew a game. You've got Rio Ferdinand, Ali McCoist, and that Fletch clown on commentary, who could not have been more biased if they tried. From minute 1 to minute 101, they could not hold in their desire for Everton to get the result tonight. The whole thing from start to finish was a shit show with them. The whole thing with Oliver and his team was a shit show. And to be fair, we didn't play very well, but we deserved to win that game based on what actually happened in the game.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely a fair summary. And Harry, it's hard to get past the anger because there are a few zones from which it's emanating. Like me and Dave have said, I'm sure you'll concur. It's a certain level of frustration with ourselves, and an outrageous level of outrage and indignation when you look at how the game was refereed and the decisions that were made. And it was just consistent to the extent that you found yourself almost checking your own reality and thinking, maybe I'm a bit over the top here, but that seems to me like that was a push, a blatant push, or that seems to me like he was holding him right in front of his eyes and nothing's given. And then, as Dave says, the most blatant dives in the world are getting rewarded. And when you get right down to it, Harry, and like, let's not put too fine a point on it because the whole atmosphere of this podcast hinges on those last seconds. It did feel as if it was a massive bottle job, that decision at the end. The offside is the offside. I had no faith that that was going to be a thing. And quite honestly, initially, I couldn't even look at it. I was that disgusted. And then when I saw what had happened to Ibu Konate, I was like, right, well, they have to see this. But no, they don't have to see this. And I'll see your Ferdinands and your Fletches, and I'll raise you the Arsenal pairing of Lee Dixon and Martin Keown along with fucking Drury, who are equally incredibly biased for the entirety of it. And both of them said, don't see anything there. And the Peacock coverage didn't even show the replay of what happened to Konate. That's where we're at with this, Harry.
Yeah, no, I think that's genuinely probably the angriest I've been after a game for a very long time, and I think it's your point, Trev, around, let's face it, we have seen excellent Liverpool sides, many Liverpool sides over the years go to Goodison and put in performances that are completely out of keeping with the quality that we know that they have as footballing sides, right? It happens at times. You can get drawn into this scrap by the atmosphere, by the emotion of everything. Even with the best preparation in the world, you still seem to be involved in these kind of scrappy games at times where you just need to find a way to win. And we did find a way to win, and we were by far and away the better footballing side. But from minute one, basically, Michael Oliver, it was pretty much like he'd been in the dressing room pre-game, like in on the game plan of, we're going to try and kick these guys, and then we're going to dive whenever they slightly touch us in what's supposed to be a contact sport. And it'd be great if you could get in on that, Michael, and actually give us all the decisions. And he basically enabled that game plan and enabled the pattern of a scrappy, pretty rubbish football game at plenty of points throughout that match. And I think the foul on Konate is pretty obvious. I mean, I'd like to make the point that, it's been pretty obvious that we've had this pretty calm, how would you describe him? Composed manager on the touchline who has no history in his career that Jurgen Klopp did when he arrived at Anfield of maybe being, theatrics on the touchline, being overly emotional. This is a very composed guy. And what we've seen this season is the only time where he has been remotely out of control emotionally has been at basically him reacting to the sheer gutter level of officiating that exists in the Premier League. And it's not just Oliver, but today I thought, and I'd agree with yourself and Dave, that was one of the more brazenly biased performances from a referee I've seen from start to finish. Usually what you see is maybe it will happen for a large chunk of the game, and then at different points the referee will go, oh, you know what, it's probably looking a little bit too overt here. I'm going to give them this, I'm going to give them that. And it just never happened. And you could sense right until the end, he was officiating that game to give them one more chance, one more pump into the box. I mean, we don't need to go into the details and the facts of it because, of course, who cares about facts these days? But we know that the time that was added on, we were playing at, almost a minute and a half over that in the end. I genuinely appalled by it, Trev, I have to say. I mean, I agree with Dave and yourself that there are a number of players there who didn't have good performances, but I contextualize that by what I've seen Liverpool sides do at Goodison many times. But even that Salah solo run towards the end really sort of encapsulated it for me there, where he's picked up the ball and he's, because he's the best player in the league and one of the best players ever in the league, if not the best player in the Premier League in history. He's dribbled past two or three of them and then been cynically fouled. Michael Oliver's right behind it and gives absolutely nothing. And
can we just look at that now? Can we? You've highlighted it. I've popped it right into the thread.
Yeah.
To see of Davila there on Twitter. Just watch it. at the time you understood how blatant it was, but every time you watch it, it gets worse, Harry. And it's a really good point you're making, because it would seem as if we could like be accused of throwing our toys out of the pram about the thing that happens at the end, but no, it was constant.
Oh yeah.
And this one is as gratuitously awful a decision as you're likely to see. And his linesman gave him nothing either. But that is a clear one. It's
he's 10
facing
yards away from it. He's not even 10 yards, and he's moving towards it, facing it square on. He might argue that Tarkowski was kind of in his line of vision, but that's bullshit. It's a very clear foul by Alcaraz. He kicks across Salah. He actually catches him on both legs.
Both legs.
It is as blatant a free kick as you're ever likely to see. I don't know what the timestamp on that is, but to my memory, it came after the stoppage.
It was very late.
Was it after the stoppage for their two lads running into each other? I think it was. It's so blatantly a foul.
It's a defender who's struggling. Oh shit! It's their best player. He's running. He's dribbled past two of us already. I better take him down and get us a free kick at the very least. It's a poor. I mean, you can mention that. You can mention the Idrissa Gana Gueye, very clear second yellow to be sent off when he drags someone's shirt back. But oh no, well done to the referee for playing advantage. I'm told by Rio Ferdinand in the commentary booth, as if he's so excited, like he's on Diary of a CEO or something, just completely like besotted with what's going on, the passion. And it was only that Salah goal actually that seemed to sort of destroy the atmosphere in the commentary booth, because it was so clear what all of them wanted from minute one.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you know me, Trev. You know me, Dev. I am not the one on these pods to be getting the tinfoil hat out and talking about conspiracies with the referees, but. That is genuinely Didier Drogba. It's an effing disgrace territory of performances from a referee. Like, maybe those Arsenal fans do have a point when it comes to one Michael Oliver.
But they don't have a point, Harry, because their whole argument is that he wanted us to win the league.
True.
So they don't have a point. Like, they've no point at all. But this is allegedly the best referee in the country. And he's had Arsenal fans sending him death threats mere weeks ago because of a performance, and then he's put in that performance tonight where he's very clearly just shat himself because of the occasion, the atmosphere, I don't know what. But just on those two on the commentary, like Fletch, we expect him to be awful. Since day one of him being a commentator, he has been atrocious. Ali McCoist used to be good. I don't know what's happened. My assumption tonight is that him and David Moyes are really good friends or something, because he might as well have been stood there in a Scotland jersey and a kilt and an I Love David Moyes hat, cheering on everything Moyes did. It was embarrassing. It was frankly embarrassing, talking about what a great job Moyes has done. He's managed Everton in over 500 games. You know, he's won in those 500 games. He's won fuck all. He's won absolutely nothing. Is what he's won. He won the finishing above Liverpool Shield twice, and that's it. And then he fucked off.
All right, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts, and even Liverpool legends along the way. With the great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at AnfieldIndexPro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that, from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.